Story mapping is a technique used in agile product development to visualize and organize user stories in a hierarchical structure. It provides a holistic view of the product's functionality and helps prioritize and plan the delivery of features. It is a collaborative exercise that involves the entire team, including product managers, developers, designers, and testers. Story mapping begins by identifying the key user stories that need to be implemented. These stories are then arranged on a map in a way that reflects the user's journey through the product. The map can be organized in a variety of ways, but it is typically divided into three main sections. The As-Is section. This section describes the current state of the product from the user's perspective. It identifies the pain points that the user is experiencing and the features that are missing. The To-Be section. This section describes the desired state of the product from the user's perspective. It identifies the features that will be added to the product and the pain points that will be addressed. The Journey section. This section describes the steps that the user will take to use the product. It identifies the different user stories that need to be implemented in order to complete the journey. The process of story mapping typically involves the following steps. 1. Identify user activities. Start by identifying the high-level user activities or goals that your product should support. These activities represent the core functionality or main tasks that users want to accomplish. 2. Create the backbone. Define the backbone of the story map, which represents the sequential flow of user activities. The backbone is typically represented as horizontal rows on a whiteboard, wall, or digital tool. 3. Add user stories. Under each user activity on the backbone, add user stories that describe the specific functionality or features required to support that activity. User stories are typically represented as vertical cards or sticky notes. 4. Arrange stories. Arrange the user stories within each user activity in a logical order, from left to right, based on their priority or dependency. Stories that are essential for the activity come first, followed by supporting or complementary stories. 5. Identify releases or sprints. Divide the story map horizontally into releases or sprints. This helps visualize the flow of features over time and facilitates release planning. Each release or sprint will consist of a set of user stories from the story map. 6. Refine and prioritize. Continuously review and refine the story map based on feedback, changing priorities, and new insights. Prioritize stories within each release or sprint based on their value, dependencies, and feasibility. Once the map is complete, the team can begin to prioritize the user stories. This can be done by considering factors such as the business value of the story, the technical feasibility of the story, and the impact of the story on the user experience. The story map serves as a visual tool that enables the product team, including the product owner, stakeholders, and development team, to have a shared understanding of the product scope and prioritize features effectively. It helps identify and address gaps in functionality, discover new opportunities, and plan incremental delivery of features based on user needs and business goals. Questions. 1. Could you explain what story mapping is? 2. How relevant is story mapping to agile working? 3. Could you explain the process of story mapping? 4. What benefits could be derived from story mapping?